It is just an absolutely glorious day across Reeds Bay from Atlantic City. We're in Galloway, New Jersey for round one of the ShopRite LPGA powered by Wakefern at Seaview Hotel and Golf Club. Grant Boone, Mel Reed, Karen Stupples looking at some of the day one highlights. Mel, Cassie Porter second at 10.
Yeah, short par 4 this, and his pin is in this little bit of a bowl, so you got to have spin control, and my word, does she just do that. Brings it back off that backstop. Lovely approach shot there.
It would take her to 3 under par with that tap in. The 16th hole is where we find the rookie briannachacon.
This could be a tricky approach shot again. It's in that little bowl, kind of pin on the right hand side. Don't want to miss it right. Got to control the spin. And look at that.
An eagle 2 for Chacon. Yeah, that's worth a high five. Karen over at the par 5 9th. Hyejinchoi for eagle.
It's one of the par 5s on this golf course that you have to take advantage of. Lots of players will be hitting this green, but not all of them will be able to walk off with a bird, like with an eagle that Hyejin did just there. There's only been one so far on that hole today.
That would take her to 3 under par. And back at that par 4 10th, Mel, chizzyiwai.
Perfect place to leave it, back up the hill, and Chizzy right in the heart.
She won a year ago this week down in Mexico as a rookie. Back at that par 5 9th, Israel's Laetitiabeck for birdie.
And this green slopes heavily from right to left. She's putting straight back uphill, leaving her the best opportunity there.
5 under par on her front 9, and Leticia bogey free and out in front. It is round 1 of 3, a shore tradition here at the ShopRite. Karen and Mel and I are joined by Kay Cockrell, who played here in the early years when she was just getting out on the LPGA Tour. You couldn't have a better day to watch some golf, and Kay Cockrell has quite the seat, and these views give you just a great idea of where we are across the bay, and we're looking down on the 14th, and Kay, you are there, Linngrant, long one for birdie.
I am delighted to be out here on a absolutely gorgeous day. Linngrant with a lengthy putt for birdie, trying to cozy it up there.
Easier said than done, huh, Kay, out there? All right, so a little bit of work left for par for Lynn. Here is the winner here 3 years ago, ashleighbuhai, Karen.
And from above the hole, just trying to coax that one down there. Does it very successfully.
Great day today for the veteran Laetitiabeck. She's bogey free. Mel, this is at 12.
Yeah, this is it.
That'll be to stay 5 under. Here's Brooke at 14.
This putt will be going back uphill, so on the slower side. Little left to right break.
This is Soobinjoo. Just had a birthday yesterday, Karen. This is at the 7th.
Oh, a nice present if she could make this putt for a birdie. She's already off for a great start, 4 under par. Bit of a breaker, though, this one to the right. Ooh.
That'll keep her at 4 under. This is the par 3 15th. These par 3s are challenging, Karen.
They really are. You know, you can see they've got that little rise in front of her that she had to chip up and over.
In the game. And here is Linngrant, one of the best of the current crop. Got a win late last year. All right, this is a par putt for the Scot, Gemmadryburgh. Oh, you have this par 3. Barely triple digits, 107 today. Annanordqvist. And not far from the green in some cases. Here's Hyejinchoi for par at that 15. So off she goes to the 16th, and here is Soobinjoo at the 8th, her 17th of the day.
Yeah, tight driving hole, half to the fairway here. There's trouble left and right. Pins on the right.
By her friends, here's ashleighbuhai, second at 14. Can she stay healthy, Mel? That seems to be the question.
Yeah, it's almost like she's made a glass ash, but no, she's back being nice and healthy again, and that's a good shot there. That should just hang on to the green for her.
Looking to land this about 5 paces on, so wanting to land this 186 that plays a little bit longer, 3 yards uphill plus into a little wind. nice to come into this green with a hybrid because you launch that high and it lands softly, but wow, that was not struck well.
Okay, over at the short 17th, Nordqvist for birdie. Karen, I think to your point about how different the golf course can play depending on conditions, she won it at 8 under par and the next year at 17 under.
A little bit of mud and are moist, but the course is getting dried out. The greens, of course, are softer. This is a 5 hybrid for Chizzy.
And you can see this tee box that kind of aims the players out to the right side of the green, so players have to fight that a little bit with their alignment.
Really kind of unforced errors as well.
Well, and then you're stepping up onto this tee box as well on a tough par 3. It's not really the roll you want to be going in on. But this is a good looking shot here.
Ashleighbuhai at the 14th for birdie.
Tricky one, this. Up and over a little subtle ridge. Yeah, that's good effort.
Here is Soobinjoo to tie the lead. All right, here's the 15th and Chizzy.
Uphill chip shot. Brookehenderson has already pitched on and has about a 7-footer for par.
And to 17, jenniferchang.
Always found this strange because you're teeing up such a short club, gap wedge, and that's always a strange thing when you're having to tee it up as opposed to just putting the ball on the ground.
Here's Lynn second. To the 16th and hyejinchoi second.
A lot of players, even with a wedge, just looking about 2 or 3 yards left of this. Maybe trying to throw it back and spinning.
It's a lengthy one, a good 12, 13 feet uphill.
I think this golf course, more than any others, you have to really stick to your process, which is reward yourself for a quality strike on a putt and don't get too caught up in results. But she can be happy with that result.
Here's Brooke for par.
I think it helped Chizzy and all the players out here if you can have uphill putts, because so it's hard to be really hit it with authority. But Brooke did. Well done.
All right, so a 3 for Brooke. And up at 18, reachable for most of the field. Here's Ireland's Lauren Walsh for eagle.
Yeah, second half of this putt down, and it will swing aggressive to the left. That is really well judged.
On your line and rolling over your spot.
The Aussie Cassie Porter at 17. Oh, it was right.
Oh yeah, we've seen some great shots in here.
At 16, akiiwai for birdie.
I mean, this is like putting through the Himalayas. It goes up, then down, then up.
68.
This is the 13th, always one of the tougher holes out here, Karen, laetitiabeck.
Especially when the flag's on the back left side of this green, because it's those.
Up ahead, hyejinchoi for birdie. Yep, okay, so 4 under par. Here is the birdie putt at 17 for Wanasaian.
I'm just glad I didn't have to do that live.
One take.
Just a little smooth shot in here, trying to.
Okay, left of the cart path at 16, chizzyiwai's third.
It's actually not the worst position to be in. Her lie is decent, and she has some green to work with, although she's trying to loft this over the part of the green on the left that slopes left to right. Yeah, trying to land it on a more level part like that.
It's just a really brutal over club. I think she just was trying to finesse something in there, and it just got away from her. post there.
America's military and first responders. Soobinjoo, her final hole, third at the par 5 ninth.
So couldn't get to the green in 2.
Back at 16, Brooke Henderson for birdie.
She's looking at about a 35-footer, very much uphill 3/4 of the way, then starts flattening out a little bit. It's all about speed here.
Here's Lynn for birdie.
About 6 feet of fringe to cover, then onto the green. And that first part definitely affected the speed.
And here is the big hitting rookie, laneyfrye for eagle at 9.
Well, this gives you a really great idea on the kind of slopes these players are facing on this 9th green.
Here's Chizzy for par.
For a scrambling par, this putt from outside to 12 feet.
Hedgen for par at 17.
Still a bit downhill from here.
Here's Soobinjoo for birdie to tie the lead. Yeah, how about that? So you've got the Thai-Yubon, Beck the Israeli, Jew. Right along New York Road here. Here is Brooke Henderson at 17.
That's a gap wedge on the way. Pulled it. And obviously when you pull it, you get a little extra distance out of it.
There's Lynn.
Yeah, that's just a little sand wedge. Worked it out nicely.
So every play's different.
Yep.
Charlie has literally shown up on the first tee in tournaments having not seen the golf course and done well. And here is Laetitiabeck, long birdie putt at 14.
This is a popular place for players because they do know the middle half of this green does run away if it comes in a little bit hot. So
They were singing the Canadian national anthem as she came up to the green. You know they will erupt if she makes this birdie putt. Chizzyiwai chipped on, has 6 feet left.
This is up at the 18th, and brookematthews, her third at the par 5.
trying to chop this one out, and she's done pretty good there.
This is for just her second birdie on the card today and her first since the 5th hole.
All right. All right, here's Austin Ernst. We saw her earlier. This is at 16. Here with her son, Charlie. Here's Chizzy for par. And from one brook to another, Matthews. This for birdie.
Just slips by.
Yeah, so that's a tough day. 75 for Matthews if that goes in. Well, Karen and Mel are just back from covering the NCAA championships. Back in 2021, Brooke set the NCAA scoring record to the par 3 15th and co-leader Laetitiabeck. What's the tracer say about that one, Karen?
A little better than the last one. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Arpichayayubol at the par 4 8th.
This is the smallest green on the golf course, just 24 yards deep.
On the tee at the par 5 18th, akiiwai. Sister Chizzy in the group right behind. Bit of a backup here, reachable par 5. Afternoon wave just getting started, and what a sight for sore eyes is the veteran Kimkaufman. Year and a half ago diagnosed with cancer. She's beaten it, returned to the Epsom Tour last year, and here she is in her first event in 2 years on the LPGA Tour, and what a way to begin her round. Over to 18 in hyejinchoi. All right, here is Arpichayayubol to take the lead at 6 under. And she threatened to shoot 59 a couple of years ago here. Not going to do that today, but she does have the lead. Bogey free. This the third for Somilee at 18, the par 5.
I don't know if she's going to tend to, but she's taking the high route, which I like. Oh, my word, what a shot that is. Great hands there.
Right, this is Laetitiabeck for birdie to get to 6 under with Yubon. Here's ashleighbuhai at 17.
A little bit downhill from the back of the green here.
And this, every year, is the world's largest Pro-Am. You play over at Galloway National, you play here at the Bay Course, you play at the Pines Course, and the composite of these, Kay, made up the PGA Championship back in the day that Sam Snead won.
Yeah, it's really nice 36-hole venue. Such a taste of history playing this golf course. You can feel all the old players from days gone by who walked. You know, Mel, you talking about this tournament reminds me a lot of the old Corning Classic, which was a long-time staple when I was on tour, and it had very much the same feeling. Everyone stayed downtown or in housing, and you were just so familiar with the little town, the people.
Absolutely. I think the way that we travel now, you know, we go to Asia, we go to Europe, you know, a lot of different places. So when you come to a place that you do feel like you almost have created a family, so there's a lot of fans that keep coming back here. We always get great support from the community. It just feels really at home here. I don't know, you just feel very warm when you kind of come onto the property.
Younger players play so well, and even a player like Chizzy, who's playing in this for her 2nd year in a row. Beautiful drive, taking it down the right-hand side with the draw.
She can play this a few ways. It looks like she's just going to take the high route. And easy. Yeah, look at that spin control. Well done.
Well, here is the pride of Port Chester, New York. Now a great teaching pro at Philly Cricket Club, meaghanfrancella. Mom Denise is here as well. This is over at the 11th, and Kimkaufman, she birdied the 10th, first hole of the day. Is she going to do it again? This is an eagle putt for Akiiwai at 18.
Sliding putt to the right at the end.
She's off this week, as are so many, prepping for the U.S. Women's Open. But what a chance for players like Hyejinchoi to get their first win. Good start. You talked about being a sprint, 4 under.
Yeah, and she certainly is going hot out the blocks, isn't she? Exactly what you need to do around here.
Ashleighbuhai did the same. Here is Laetitiabeck at 16, 7 under par. She's got a shot for her career low, which is 64. Here is Gemma. This is a par putt for her. And here is the 9th hole. And arpichayayubol, 3rd shot.
And just a little smooth little pitch there.
And, settled for a 61. Here's Laetitiabeck at 17, leading by 1. This was chizzyiwai, 3rd at 18.
10 feet of closely mown area to cover, uphill, right to left break.
Just getting her opening round started, highest ranked player in the field, Charleyhull.
Yeah, definitely the favourite going into this week. So she hasn't been hitting it great the last few weeks. Been over practicing a little bit at home, so...
How about this 3rd for Linngrant, Kay?
Short-sighted out of a deep lie. Oh, and she made that look really easy.
And here is, like Mel, a past champion here, celineboutier.
Yeah, no need for driver here. Fairway does run out at about 275, 280, so just laying it back with 3 and 5 woods.
4 or 5 feet of closely mown area to putt through, and then another 9 paces to the hole. She knows it goes right to left.
of this group, the defending champion, jenniferchang.
She has played consistent this year, only missed one cut. She had one top 10, which was a couple of weeks ago, the last LPGA event, the Kroger. So in good form.
Last hole for arpichayayubol. This is for a 64. And back at the 18th, the birdie putt for chizzyiwai.
It's certainly been an inconsistent round for her, and this would provide a lot of mental calmness and sort of a big positive boost if she could hold this going into tomorrow's round.
This would be a welcoming birdie for Brooke. She just had one birdie on the 8th and then bogeyed the 9th. Straight pars since then. To get into red figures for the day. Yeah, these are the putts she struggled with. She missed 3 short putts.
That was not the easiest of up and downs with the lie where she was left of the green, but that does move her to 1 over. Current greats and major champs from years past. Here's brittanylincicome. Yeah. All right, over at the 17th, a few paces away, here's laetitiabeck to get to 8 under par.
Bit of an awkward read from this part of the green.
Hello. Yeah, it's an easy walk for the players, the caddies, spectators, and even the on-course commentators.
Love it.
Uphill left to right putt.
But you just got to stay patient. You've got to think in the afternoon, right, if I just get something 2, 3, 4 under par potentially, that is a fantastic round of golf. And then you've got the pureness of the greens the next morning.
Round 1 off in a positive way. She is a grinder. It's no wonder she flag stick in as she likes. It's to her taste to putt with the flag stick in no matter the length. I putt with the flag stick in now when I'm at home. So she is familiar with being a defending champion, but it'll be interesting to see how she handles today.
And you knew she had it. She had it, didn't she, Karen?
I couldn't wait. I was so happy that Alison decided to pair us together. I was like, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Here's celineboutier at 11.
Yeah, that was a nicely struck 7-iron. Seems like the club has been 7-iron for a little bit of the shorter players and just kind of take a little bit off the 7-iron.
We mentioned the air show. Charlie takes a look. She sends it airborne.
In the middle of this shot, that's a 7-iron launched very high towards the middle of the green.
Getting started, another finishing up. Here's ashleighbuhai. Eagle attempt from off the front at 18.
Up the hill, big swinging putt to the left.
We mentioned that the two of you just covered the NCAA championships. Here's the winner from 2 years ago at Texas A&M, adelacernousek.
So much fun watching.
Good thing is, I mean, these greens being so small, if you just find the putting surface, you're never going to be like 50 or 60 feet away.
This is ashleighbuhai for birdie at a round of 67. Nagging injuries the last couple of years. Some kind of lingering and others. She's reeled in some big events late in her career. Here is Boutier, the 11th.
Really pretty nice place to putt from. Uphill, she can control the speed well and be plenty aggressive.
On the back 9. And just getting her opening round started, Jenny Shin.
Such a consistent player. Surprising that she hasn't won more. She only got the 1 win a few years ago. It's going to try and come back a little bit for her. That'll be a slippery one down the hill.
And this was her second shot.
Just have to pick it up so quick and chop down on the back of it.
She was asking the rules official if it was some sort of extraordinary thing that she could get relief from, like an old divot or something.
Oh,
It was just an old divot. Yeah, this is not what you really want to face early on in your round, grinding for a bogey 4. And this is a healthy 4.5 footer.
I mean, she paid the price, you know, for that tee shot. And on any other golf hole.
All right, also getting her round started at 10, former #1 in the world, Lilia Vu. This is Rileysmyth, the rookie. Birdie putt. Corral all of that energy. Speaking of energy, natashaoon. Okay. Here is mariafassi for birdie at 13, her 4th of the day.
Just coaxing it down the hill.
And the powerful Fassi handles it with a birdie. Vu to start her round with a birdie.
The LPGA is here, and you're gonna want to see this. Because we're tracing bombs, getting saucy, throwing darts, stepping out. We're soaring high and going slow-mo. You want drama? Hold your breath. Because this is a new era of the LPGA, and this is where it's at.
Obviously, just a 78-yard shot. You feel like, as a pro at this level, you should be able to hit it within a 5-foot circle, or at least a 10-foot circle.
On Saturday, make it drivable for much of the field.
That was
You
a
could just do
dandy.
that.
Love Mel how she flighted that beautifully.
Here's Jenny Shen at the 10th for birdie. Mentioned a long wait at 18 with it reachable for most of the field. So laetitiabeck now 3rd, par 5.
What the break is doing, I'm seeing a little bit of a drift left to right. Maybe just a slight bit of downhill on this putt, but overall it's fairly level.
All right, for laetitiabeck, whose career low is 64. That was shot in her rookie year back in 2015. This for 63. Yeah, well, there you go. She got her first win last year on the Epsom Tour. Now her career low. Here's the par putt for Charlie K.
Yeah, really having to grind early in this round. And that's a really nice up and down after a less than stellar second.
All right, here is the 11th again, and the winner 2 years ago, Linnea Strom.
Got to go up a little upslope at the front and then back downhill towards the hole.
And here is Rileysmyth. Seen a lot of woods and hybrids, Karen, but this is an iron for the big hitter.
Yeah, going on a little bit of a fade, though. This one's going to be trouble out to the right. Needs to sit. Okay, I can see the ball. That's a good sign, but...
So here's Chacon for eagle at the 9th. Going to be her best score as a rookie. And here's Chacon. In California, played collegiately at Oregon. Again, just keep this round in check. Here's Lilia Vu at the 12th, her 2nd.
Yeah, and this win makes this shot even harder. Easy, easy, there you go.
Here is the North Carolinian. Rileysmyth is for par at 15. In high school, so she wasn't highly recruited, wound up going to the University of Virginia and averaging 290 yards per drive, Karen.
Players that can really move the ball out there, I think is exciting. I think it adds so much to what people believe women are capable of in golf.
This is Amelia Lewis, the veteran from Florida. Her tee shot at the 11th. Okay. Over at the 11th, this is Kelly Tan, veteran from Malaysia. Best chances to win on the LPGA Tour. At the 9th, Isabellafierro for eagle.
This one's a bit uphill, got some left movement on it.
Never know. 9th hole of the day here. Jenniferchang.
I thought for one horrible moment that wasn't going to turn enough, but it just did at the last minute.
And back one to the 13th birdie putt for lileysmyth.
Bit uphill, has to move to the right just a bit.
She made a ton of those, and she did.
Yeah.
2023. Manonderoey at 15.
This tee is really sheltered back there in the reeds.
Well, I think she likes to think that, but I think it's a combination of all the winners, but we'll say it's Kira. We'll say it's Kira.
Here is Manonderoey. This for birdie at 15. Isabellafierro finishing up her opening round here. This for a round of 69. Okay. Last year. Mostly playing the Epson Tour these days, Kimkaufman. This for birdie at the 17th.
A little bit downhill. Can't underestimate what she's been able to do.
Amazing.
In coming back.
You can see it in her eyes. You can see the intention is there and the competitiveness. And I mean, she doesn't give anything up. She's a fantastic player.
I'd want her as my partner in match play. I would hate to go up against her. That was a 4 hybrid.
Wow.
She did pretty well.
Yeah.
It is not easy. I played 10 weeks after having Logan in the English Open and finished second.
Nice.
But it is so difficult because that was the first time I'd actually walked 18 holes since giving birth. Was the first round of the tournament.
Incredible.
The things we did.
I know.
I'm giving it about a 7 o'clock.
See if Charlie can dial it in here.
For all you visual people out there.
Yeah, that's Charlie.
Yeah, that's 3 out of 3. Pretty good shots on the green.
Left of the fairway at 14. Here's the second for lileysmyth.
So this is close to a 40-footer. And it's got, to me, it looks like a little bit of a double break. Not massive break, so it's really more about getting the speed right. Well,
Anyway.
For these 3 players, it's going to be interesting when they get to the front 9 on some of those holes that are right up next to the water. And this wind is now coming a little more out of the south. This would be quite a bonus to make 2 on this difficult par 3. This par 3 generally plays the second hardest on the golf course to the 7th on the front 9, and that was massive. This is where I shake my head and wonder why she keeps it in when the flagstick is moving. I understand it when it's still, but habits are habits.
Around these greens, you can get some pretty dodgy lies. And especially with these Piranha greens, it's very difficult when you do miss greens to get it close. Ball can react in whatever way it wants and grind it in there.
Here's the second for Rileysmyth at 18. Wide right off the tee.
She got lucky. There's out of bounds close there, but that is a fantastic shot from where she was.
She'll have a good chance. Eagle putt for Rileysmyth at 18. At 15, lileysmyth. Here's moriyajutanugarn for birdie at the 9th.
Move left.
All right, so Smythe, eagle putt to this point. Here's her birdie attempt. At the 17th, briannado. She's going to play not far from home next week. the U.S. Women's Open in Southern California.
This is one of those putts, Mel, where you're trying to envision a 2 or 3 foot circle, and let's get it inside that circle.
You just want to be dripping it over that little ridge there. Will feed towards the hole.
And Charleyhull's going to take a peek at what this does at the end of the putt.
Tap-in range. Kimkaufman at the 18th. Her 9th hole of the day. So how about this? Her first LPGA start in a couple of years.
Celine kind of has the dead opposite putt that Kupcho had. She's putting back up a steep slope initially, and then it will flatten out a little bit. Oh, she hammered that. And that was really good speed. She knew how slow that putt was. Wow, did that go the opposite way?
15, Lileyavu for birdie.
Coming uphill.
Wow. Lilia, a rare birdie at 15, bouncing back to 1 under. Wrapping things up on day 1, Grant Boone, Mel Reed, Karen Stupples, Kate Cockrell, and we saw, didn't we, ladies, what this course can do. It offers you opportunities to score, but if you get in the wrong spot, you're in trouble.
Yeah, no question. It's just got to be patient out there on this golf course. Take the opportunities when they come. Take advantage of those par 5s and hold on tight on the par 3s because they are tough.
Yeah, they certainly are. And as you can see in the afternoon, the biggest defense of this golf course is the wind, and it certainly picks up in the afternoon. And listen, don't let it fool you. There's definitely opportunities for birdies, but if you're wrong side of momentum, as we're seeing with Charleyhull, you know, it can bite you very quickly on this golf course. You've still got to hit good shots and execute the shots well. Yeah,
and we'll see tomorrow in the afternoon how that wind impacts play. You got Laetitiabeck off a career best 63 leading the way. All of these players, like Rachel Keane and Annabelle Pancake Webb off the Epson Tour, getting chances to play this week on the biggest stage where they hope to be soon. Coming up next, Golf Central comes your way with news, highlights, and analysis from the world of golf. And then tomorrow we're back with you. Remember, second round coverage of this 54-hole event, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Golf Channel. Cut will be made at the end of tomorrow. Low 65 in ties. For Mel, Karen, and Kay, and the entire team, I'm Grant. Thanks for watching the LPGA Tour on Golf Channel. We'll see you down the shore tomorrow at the ShopRite.